We go on to our next very eminent speaker, Dr. Suhas Haldipurkar, who is the founder chairman of the Lakshmi Eye Institute based in Navi Mumbai, and also the chief trustee of the Lakshmi Charitable Trust. He is one of the foremost phaco surgeons of our country, and I'm sure he has trained numerous number of surgeons along the way. But however, he's going to be talking on something different. The best practice patterns for enhancing podium stature. And I think it is something very important for many of the young people to know.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Chitra and the ERC for giving this talk. When I received this message, it took me some time to understand the topic. And then I went to do some search. When I Googled for podium stature, every time it would take me to the structure of the podium. It would tell me about the depth and the width and the height of it. But one thing I understood is that for a short person, if you want to be heard well, if you want the audience to know where the voice is coming from, you have to have something to stand upon. You know, there's another thing I learned there was that there are some etiquettes in how you stand behind the podium. You cannot be leaning on it. You can't be just moving this side or that side. You know, there's a distinct difference between the mannerisms when you're conversing and when you're speaking, and they are distinctly different. So you need to definitely cultivate those things. And then I just thought, let me go back to whatever I had known for a long time with regards to speaking. I remembered one very famous anecdote which most of you would know, that when a couple is sitting and the husband is called up to speak, as he's walking towards the podium, his wife quickly slips in a small piece of paper in his hand, which she has scribbled kiss. That means keep it short and sweet. It's very easy for us to go off track. Now just imagine, I'm asked to speak on a topic like PCR. And then I go and go through my archives and take out the best of my PCRs, and I'm sure at least I have a lot of them. And then you sit and prepare your talk, and you're standing to give your 8-minute talk on PCR. By the time you're done with most of your theoretical preparation that you're done, and you're actually coming to the meat of the talk, they say 7 minutes are over. You're only left with 1 minute. And then that 1 minute you have to literally breathe. And the best part is always there. So that means I haven't really prepared my talk yet. So I remember a conversation I had with Dr. Chitra several years back when we were sharing a stage. And he said, Doctor, do you know why when these American surgeons come here to speak, if they have a 10-minute talk, their talk gets over in 9 minutes and let's say 45 seconds. And if they are traveling from here to Delhi to Hyderabad to any place on that topic, their talk is same. It doesn't change. And that's because he said they have prepared for that talk at least 25 times in front of the mirror to get it. Practice until you can't get it wrong. And that's what they do. And that's what I think, if you want your speech to be more effective, that's what we have to do. And like they say, Mark Twain says, there are 2 types of speakers. Either they are nervous or they are liars. And it's very true, because even the most celebrated speakers in the world, before they gave their, those immortal speeches, they always had some nervousness in them. And this is going to be part of anyone who stands here. And that's the reason you have to use your nervous thing to your advantage. How will you use it? That will use to kind of give you an energy to perform your best. It is said that the human brain stops working at the moment you're born, starts working when you're born, and never stops until you stand in front of to speak in public. And we all are aware of that. There's something called brain fog. You just can't remember what you want to talk. To this, I would add something that I heard long back. It said that if I'm standing here to speak and I have prepared my talk on, let's say, a particular topic, at that moment, on that day, you have the best of the preparation on that topic compared to all of you sitting there. And so, I'm here to deliver a talk which is going to give you something to take back home. Now, if this kind of a thought comes into my mind, that gives me confidence and that makes my nerves calm down and I can hear you better. So, I think that is a practice which we should always be doing. Because these butterflies in the stomach are going to be there for all, it's very common. Why do we get them? It's our innate desire to be perfect when you're speaking. And secondly, we always have the fear of being judged. Now, what it means is we are all the time focused on our own emotions when we are standing here to speak. But your audience should be your focus. Now, if I shift my focus, I just have to ask myself, do I want my audience to get inspired from whatever I'm going to tell them? Do I want my audience to carry back some message, something that can be of help to them? Or do I want my audience, let's say I'm talking about some surgical technique, do I want them to use that technique? Do you think, if you think it's a good technique, everyone should use it in their practice, or some protocol that I have which I feel, if that kind of focus I have in my talk, then it naturally makes my talk more fluent, it makes me more effective. It is always said when you speak, look at the audience. Now, if I look at one person all the time, it kind of makes it very uncomfortable. And I can't be looking somewhere there or somewhere this. Then I can literally scan everyone, maybe spend a few seconds with them. You know what it does? It kind of connects. And that connection is something really good. It has a lot of other meanings. It also talks about the kind of confidence with which you are talking. It's a yardstick. So, another thing, if I'm given a talk, they can have multiple things that I want to represent. But I have to have something, and let's not have too many things that I want to pack into one talk. Just be focused on that one thing. And sometimes it will go off the track. Always try to come back to that, because that is what you want to deliver. Another thing, like there are people who are by default fast. Like they speak around 160 words per minute. There are some who are very slow. Like I speak slow. Maybe I use 120 words. But for you to be more effective, let's say 140 words per minute, it is a kind of speed that one should practice. And like it is said, all these things need to be cultivated, and practice is the only way of it. And of course, when you have a lengthy talk, even if it's 8 minutes or 15 minutes, you should always at the end summarize it and tell them this is what you take back home. Because so that's the only thing the audience will remember. So in nutshell, there is no shortcut in practice. Nerves will always be there, use it to your better advantage. Before you start your preparation, you should know what your audience wants, deliver what they want, not what you know over your feet. Speak slow and in between, taking out those pauses, really like in music, you have the pause that gives a beauty to the music. Even in a talk, if you have the right pause at the right time, it makes us more effective. And of course, you have to keep, connecting with your audience. So these are the few things I thought I would share. Wonderful talk.
as nothing less was expected.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I wanted the expert panel, Dr. Girish, Dr. Saurabh, Dr. Purin Prasin, your thoughts on that. Do you think that we have to ensure the curriculum? I think again Radhika is going to answer this. How do you ensure in the curriculum that the presentations are made of top quality, and how do you keep reiterating to it? He has told us in nutshell most of what it is to be said, but how do you take care of your fellows, how to give the best presentation, and how are you critical about it?
As Dr. Santosh is saying, you have such a clinical program in the institute, whether it's journal club, PG's presentations, or didactic lectures. I think that those are a very good platform for fellows, and since they are practicing and teach faculty as well as residents, that's one of the best ways to all this. And in our institute, we also mandatory anyone who is presenting at conferences, especially residents or the doctors, need to first present it in front of the department and the faculty. So
yeah, I guess that kind of summarizes it. What I do with my fellows, if they are presenting a paper which I have mentored, is we go over it again and again for multiple reasons. One is to stick to the content and time. Like Dr. Suhas pointed out, by the time they come to the important part, the audience's attention span is lost. So to stick to the important parts. And while speaking, I tell them, don't talk to yourself, talk to the audience. The best of content may get masked because of improper or very diffident kind of presentation. Sometimes I do a little bit of role play also. Not that my model is the best or anything, but we've come this far. So there must be something in it. So I do the presentation for them and let them listen to it. And then they take the point that they feel are important. The modulation, the content presentation, and how to grab the attention of the audience. Even 30% if they can take from to 70%, they can build up this. We go over it again and again and again till everybody is happy. Till we can't get it wrong in some cases.
Yes.
Also the timing, like Sir said, many times they overshoot the time incessantly and it becomes really irritating for the next speakers and when they are presenting in other conferences.
There's not to
the
finish,
importance
half a
of
minute to spare.
I think one more thing is that we have to maintain the continuity, the flow of the session or the talk or the previous speaker where in that session they have spoken into, and you have to connect it and make a flow of it, and you have to modify your talk accordingly in between. You have to change it. If someone has already spoken quick, if you don't emphasize on that part and emphasize on the rest of the things which is important, and to be in the session right from the beginning, that is important because otherwise you are not aware of what previous speaker has said.
so they need to be attentive to
and you have to make a flow, there should be a flow in the talk, and with which things should improve with time. That is what is very, very crucial. But wonderful talk, I should say, that you have given us the best of it.
We need to give a special class.
Really.
And Dr.
I
Ramati can
may suggest a comment. I think however seasoned you are, you cannot take the speaker all for it. It varies. I think what dictates your presentation is what Dr. Suhas has said. The judging people with the audience. So if you ask me, I think all my in-house meetings, I'm always worried because the entire hospital is judging you. The same way, I think international preparation will be different from a small. I think nobody can be a consistently good speaker in all meetings.